It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Siren Craft Brew and Brewgooder. Well, it's the other way around really. It's Brewgooder and Siren Craft Brew. It's their Hazy Pale Ale and it's 4.1% ABV in a 330 milliliter can. This was very cheap. This was like about, well, I bought in home bargains here. Let's have a look. This cost me £1.29. £1.29 for a 330 milliliter can in home bargains. I think that's pretty cheap. Pretty kind of decent. I like to go to home bargains for my beer because you can generally find a bargain. And who doesn't like a bargain? Beer out into a glass, see what we get then. I suppose the only downside is, if there is one, but then again you could probably say the same about all these breweries who brew different beers every single month, is that this is probably a one-off now. This is probably a beer that will only be, or only has been produced once. Perhaps the stock didn't sell so well wherever it was sold to, and then places like Home Bargains and B&M, they specialise in kind of big batch buying of stuff that hasn't necessarily gone too well with the buying public. They buy a load of it cheap, they stick it on their shelves, but then once it's gone you probably never see it again. Okay, so the can over here. I mean, it looks very good, doesn't it? That last little kind of inch of beer that came out of the can, there was a lot of haze coming through there. Good carbonation. Lovely carbonation on this beer. It's hazy. It's light amber in colour. We got a 2 to 3 finger white head that's kind of slowly dissipating. Let's get the aroma. Wow, that is a really full-on aroma for this beer. That is really kind of tropical, fruity. Pineapple, mango, passion fruit. At this stage, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm going to tell you the reason why I think this made its way to home bargains and it's relatively cheap. It smells fantastic. Let's dive into it and we'll talk about why I think it ended up in home bargains. It smells great though. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. And it's spot on. Absolutely spot on. It's fantastic even. 4.1% ABV, really refreshing, really drinkable pale ale. A little hiss and fizz of carbonation first and foremost, pushes that beer on the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. The flavours are of passion fruit and mango and grapefruit, orange peel and fleshy blood orange. It really is a full-on kind of, you could probably get away with calling this a session IPA, maybe even an IPA. It's full of flavour. It's not lacking at all on the flavour. Little bit of sweetness to begin with, little bit of bitterness on the back end. A couple of workmen going up the lane while I'm rolling a glass of beer around. They're thinking, what's he doing out there in his conservatory? Fantastic drinkability. A little bit of sediment there in the bottom of the glass. Just there, you can see little kind of bits of yeast. It's a terrific beer. Good, well-bodied, good, drinkable beer. Now, let's get to this reason, shall we, as to why I think this has landed on the kind of home bargain shelf for quite cheap. I think the can's a bit boring, if I'm perfectly honest with you. It's the branding, the look. I'll be perfectly honest with you. There are some beers that I review on this channel that I go, take this Duration Belgian triple. The can's terrific. Man sitting around the campfire next to the beach. Similar kind of beach theme going on. Sunshine and waves and whatnot. But this has got a little bit more of an imagination. This is more of a drawn picture. You know, sitting there on the sand dunes with his dog in the background, sitting around the fire. You know, absolutely fantastic branding. And you know, being a Belgian triple at 8.5% ABV, well, that helps as well a little bit. But there's some reviews where you think, oh, you know, I'm in for it a little bit here. Like, after about 3 minutes, what am I going to be able to talk about? And I had that kind of feeling with this can when I came out here to review this beer today. I was like, is this going to be one of those reviews where there's not much to talk about? Thankfully, the beer, and I want to reiterate that. I want to reiterate the fact that the beer is terrific. It's terrific. Look at it. Look at the quality of the beer. It was just the branding, the can art, the yeah. Anyway, I think you know where I'm coming from. Brewed on purpose. At Brewgooder, we believe beer can create waves of positivity in the world. Since 2016, every single one of our beers has been brewed on purpose to empower the lives of others. This collaboration with our good friends at Siren is no different. A big juicy hazy pale underlined by Simcoe hops that bring tropical fruits and a soft piney bitterness. Siren's house yeast adds apricot and peach notes to make this beer seriously crushable on sunny days. Wave Maker series, collaborations with some of our favourite breweries and brands making waves in our own way. Scan the QR code to discover other beers in the series. Yeah, 4.1% ABV. I'm ready to rate it. If you think the can art is rather kind of fantastic, then I mean, everybody got their own thoughts and kind of things that they're kind of interested in looking at. I found it a bit boring, that's all. I think that's why it's ended up in home bargains for the price it has. But as much as the can is boring, the beer is fantastic. I like that enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.